All right, so here we are winding down the last element for the astrological signs for the month of Pisces, the astrological signs ruling the element of air. So I'm going to be reading in this order: Aquarius, Gemini, and closing it off with Libra. Okay, so I'm just going right into it because I think people now get a little bit of an idea as to how these readings are and the manner that I do these readings. So I'm going to jump straight into it. So Aquarius, okay, Aquarius is a fixed sign. Pisces, mutable, air and water. Okay, so what do you think when you think about the element of air with water? Air and water produces steam, depending if it's warm water, hot water, when it moves and merges with air. Okay, so with Pisces, Pisces, we're dealing with inner energy. Air, we're dealing outside. We're dealing with our thoughts. We're dealing with exposure. That's what air needs. Air is recirculating. Air is always moving in and out of our bodies. It's constantly being cleansed and filtered through our bodies and what we're being exposed to outside. So let's go right with Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius is fixed, and it is an air sign. The energy that we just came out of with Aquarius, my keyword for Aquarius for that month was soul evolution. Okay, and so this is the evolving of the spirit for Aquarius. Now with Pisces coming in, there is an evolutionary state that's going on as well, because we see, I'm going to show you this card here. Okay, we're seeing movement. Okay, because Pisces is a mutable sign, so they need that energy of being in a open environment to see and to feel, because Pisces is water, to feel the energy of its own environment. You know, if it's feeling startled, if it's feeling energized, if it's feeling, turbulent, that's where the realm of Pisces in its water environment stays true. Air, similar. Air needs that space. Air needs to move with everything. But with Aquarius, soul evolutionary, and Pisces, fish, okay, there's the whole journey that the creature of the fish goes through. You know, starts as a tiny little guppy or tadpole. Well, tadpoles reflect more towards the amphibious side of creatures, but we still see a change. We still see that growth. We still see that expansion. So with the soul evolutionary aspect of Aquarius, and I'm pulling cards right now as I speak, and Pisces, for following that intuition, that inner guidance. Wow, I have repeater cards from my previous reading. So for Aquarius, what I have here for you for this month of Pisces, okay, so we're going to take all these ideals that we have and place it in such a way where it is growing. Your perspective is broadening, but it's also being focused on what is important, and that's the fixity of that sign. What I have here for Pisces, I have two cards, water and earth, and one card, the dreams of Gaia, relating to the point in your life where things start manifesting, and how you manage that. So the first card that I have here Okay, this card showed up in our Earth readings for one of the signs. So I have 8, the 8 of water. Okay, water and earth are wonderful combinations. But here for Aquarius, ruling, being under the month of Pisces astrologically, emotionally, okay, all air signs feel with their minds. Okay, it's just the different levels based on the characteristics of each of these signs and how they work through things, either in a fixed way, in a cardinal way, or in a mutable way. But here, okay, we're seeing full embracing of a connection of ourselves. Everything that you perceive, Aquarius, and the dolphins that we see here, dolphins are of the intellect. Many people know that dolphins communicate in such a way through sonar, but they're highly intelligent. And science is constantly learning more information about dolphins, how they process information, how they feel. I think the dolphin is a wonderful example of the connection of the heart and mind and how they react to different stimuli in their environment. So here, I'm going to cover my face so you can focus on the card here. Here we're seeing the culmination. We're seeing everything in balance. For Aquarius, we see the chakras all aligned. And then I'm going to move closer. We have our crown chakra. We have that enlightenment, that awareness of, not awareness, but awakening of where we are and feeling emotionally grounded. But with Pisces is going to ask you to follow more of your intuition, Aquarius. Okay. We have our perceptions and what we see and what we would like to do to make changes in the world. But let's follow this more intuitively. Let's work more with our emotions. And by connecting more with that realm, you'll start seeing signs. And this is again for the month of Pisces. You'll start seeing signs of understanding between the heart and the mind. Things start moving for you. Second card that I have here, excuse me, this is our 6 of Earth. Okay, this came up actually, I think both of these cards came up for the sign of Virgo. I know definitely this one did, the 6 of Earth. And so we have the dedication, we have the steadfastness for, working fully in what we believe in. So Aquarius, let's continue this. Okay. We're seeing the fruits of our labor, literally being held in our hands. We're starting to see everything that we've been striving for. We may not see it physically, but we may start seeing it form in the way that you interact with other people. There's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done during this month of Pisces. Okay, but be open to it. Be open to any opportunities that may come to you. Okay, I mean, look at the energy here. Be welcoming. Be open-hearted, Aquarius, to what potential is out there for you. Okay, and it will be work, but it's going to be something that you enjoy, and that's very important. This 6, put it back again. This 6 of Earth is all about, of course, culling everything that you're getting from your work, but also being placed in a position that you are enjoying what you're doing. Okay, and you firmly believe in all the energy, anything that you're giving into what you're working towards, Aquarius, is going to come back to you. Okay, so remain dedicated to that. And then here we get abundance. Start seeing the journey from here to this. It's growing, it's manifesting, and abundance is also one of the key words associated with Pisces. Fish are considered in some cultures to be of good luck and of wealth. And Pisces, the traditional planet that rules Pisces, is Jupiter. So Jupiter is partially of luck, abundance, positive outlook. Keep this throughout the month of Pisces. Remain open, remain optimistic towards things. Okay? We have the openness, we have the graciousness, we have the welcoming of this energy. But here with this card, we're connecting the heart and the mind, the intellect, feeling with our minds. And the feeling with the intellect is coming from here. Okay, it's going to sound confusing. Feel with your mind, think with your heart. So think about that. And then we have the abundance. If you continue on this path of work, self-belief, dedication, and anything that you're working with, Aquarius, for this month of Pisces, it will come to you. Okay? Have that belief, have that faith. Okay? So I feel with this reading here for Aquarius, okay, we have the 8 of water, 6 of earth, wonderful combination, and the gaining. And this doesn't necessarily have to be monetary or material gains. I mean, obviously, when you receive something of a physical nature, it makes you feel good, especially more so when you've worked for it, when you've earned it. And also here, we see this card here where the individual is just looking, contemplating, taking a moment and seeing what has been formed with everything that it's invested into. The dragon is there as the guardian and as the guide to remember to keep moving forward, keep believing in yourself. Okay? So if you want to, Aquarius, if you want to associate, I have the 8 of water. If you have any tarot decks, you can use this for the 8 of cups. 6 of earth, you can use of 6 of pentacles or 6 of coins. And this card is just in relation to the midpoint of the stages with the dreams of Gaia. This is where if you've followed the journey, and it's going to be up and down, but you stay dedicated and focused, you will gain. You will gain trust. You will gain confidence, self-belief in yourself, and keeping focused on what is so important for you, and also maintaining it. That's the thing with abundance. You don't want to, if it's something that you've received, gifts or anything of hard work, you don't want to blow it. You don't want to give all of it away. Okay? It's always nice to share the fruits of your labors, especially when there's a lot of it, to share it with people, but don't overdo it. And I'm not saying this in a way to be stingy, but in a way just to be mindful of where you are giving. I like the word divesting. Where you are divesting, where you are giving out, to who, how is it going to be used? Watch, and everything that you've worked hard for, where are you giving it back to? Okay, Aquarius. All right, next up, Gemini. So Aquarius wraps up our air signs for the season of winter. Gemini wraps up the season of spring, early summer. Okay, so we have now the mutability aspect of Gemini. Okay, so we have Gemini energy with the month of Pisces. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so there's communication involved, and I feel this communication for Gemini is going to be delving more inside, working with that energy of Pisces, of healing, of karma, of realization, of release and transformation. Let's see what's going on for Gemini for this month of Pisces. Getting some interesting readings here for this month of Pisces. Okay. It's a lot of following your soul, Gemini, and also your emotions. Literally. Okay, so here, Gemini is duality. It's neither male or female. It's neutral. And so we have, well, it actually, I take that back. It is actually duality of masculine and feminine energy. Mercury is more of a masculine ruled planet, but the sign of Gemini is of masculine and feminine energy. So we have the balance here of emotions. Okay, we see the lighter side of a situation, but we also see the torment if you allow that to take over you. Okay, and I'm going to move closer because we have the different realms of the dragon spirit here. We have this dragon that's hidden, and it's not really in a place that it can inspire to move this individual's anguish into a different realm. Here we have the lighter dragon. We have this energy very similar to the abundance card of light. Okay, we could sort of say this is a dark dragon, but not quite. It's reflecting the energy of what it's experiencing outside, because we have some light being shed upon this dragon, but it's still hidden. Look at the placement. It's off to the side, almost moving down under. Here, the dragon above is alongside. It's showing support. So we're trying to find this balance, Gemini, during this month with our emotions. If there is something that is of anguish to you, could be mentally, and mentally it's starting to get to you. It's becoming too much. Let's start working with this energy of Pisces. Let's find out what this reason of pain, where's it coming from? Past actions, karmic. Where were you coming from that is still potentially causing this setback for you? Mentally, it could be just a bit too much. Okay. Look at both sides. Look at both sides of what's going on. Feel where you are right now. Okay. If it's this part, I'm going to move the card up here. If it's this energy, okay, let's start looking up. Okay, this individual has the head down. It just cannot bear anymore. Okay, and we have the influence right here. We have the guide, saying, let's pull. Let's stop being in that place and let's start looking upward. Okay. Also, physically, when you think about this, when you're putting your head down, you're closing this energy. Gemini is all about communication. We're closing this chakra, which is very important for the sign of Gemini. Gemini wants to create balance, harmony. It loves to exchange information, but if you stay closed mentally, if you're shutting down, you start moving this energy down. The third eye can't be initiated. You're closing this down, which is the third chakra. We start blocking all this energy downward, and that's what we don't want. We want this energy to be moving upward. Okay, so for Gemini, if you feel that your head's more downward, keep it, move the head up. We need this energy to be open. Gemini rules the shoulders and arms, okay? So it's kind of hard when, then the body starts slumping. So it's hard to kind of keep things moving, keep this open so that you can be expressive the way that you truly need to be. The next card that I have here, I have 8 of Earth. Okay. So look at this. Look at the change in energy. Okay, if we open this, I'm focused more on this energy. If we open this up, we start seeing the light, we start getting this balance of moving out of the dark, knowing what we've came out of, and learning from it and feeling brighter and open to it. And then here, with the 8 of Earth, okay, we start getting a stability sense of things. We can start feeling emotionally, mentally grounded, more fulfilled. Okay. I'm going to move closer so you could see this. There's a lot of growth that's happening here in this environment. And that's can help with Gemini when it comes to anything that's blocked, anything that's holding them back. Next card that I have here. Once we've gone through these experiences, okay, once we start feeling the centeredness where we need to be, the fulfillment of our environment, we start understanding. Get the Sage card. We start taking what we've learned, emotionally learned, intuitively learned. Remember, take in this energy of Pisces where everything is stirring inside, and listen. Listen to what's going on. Listen to that intuition. It may be confusing because there's a lot going on. Like I said, this card's pretty much key, I feel, for Gemini for this month of Pisces. Okay, it's letting go. But once you let go and we have that lightness, we have this understanding, we gain wisdom. Some people go, is knowledge and wisdom the same thing? Knowledge is what's needed to get to wisdom. Knowledge is the education. Knowledge is the listening, the asking of questions, and listening to what is being said to you with clarity and openness. This is the only way you attain wisdom. Very similar, this card's very similar to the Hermit, but the energy here of the Sage is, I could almost personify this card as the hermit that has gone through its journey and understands and has the intuitive side, the instinctual side, and the guidance and the wisdom. And that gives the light. Okay? Look here. This fuels this. Okay, the lighter side of the emotions. It's bright. This is the light. Literally with this ring light. This is the light that opens up the understanding of what's going on. Not this. Okay? We need to work through this to get to this. And we do that many times in our lives. So Gemini, if there is a challenge going on, let's not think so much about it. Let's do some work inside. Okay, let's explore and see what's going on. And emotionally communicate. Communicate with yourself. It's like talk to yourself in the sense like, why is this bothering me? And I think that's almost a common trait. I want to say almost for Gemini or anyone who has Gemini influence is talking to yourself. When you verbalize something, whether, with no one in the room, or you write something out, it becomes more solidified. It becomes more real. You're not holding it in, you're expressing it out. It's like you're putting it out. It's like, what's going on? Some people pray silently. Some people pray, they do mantras, they do things verbally because they want to put it out to the higher levels of consciousness, to like, what's the guide? Where do I need to go? And you'll develop this, Gemini. You will develop this. May not be during the month of Pisces, but you can use that Piscean energy to get more light, to get more understanding, to transform what needs to be dealt with. Okay, so these two cards in particular of the Dreams of Gaia, these are the stages. So this here, again, as I mentioned, the emotions, we're getting to a point in this stage of life with the Dreams of Gaia, we're trying to understand a certain manner at a point of our lives, a certain manner of something that's coming to us, and we're trying to understand what's going on. Okay, but remember, let's focus on that light. And that comes within us. It's there. But when it's diminished, when it's dark, we can't move. Okay? But once we get past this, okay, this is 8 of Earth again, we can find this sense of fulfillment, moving towards accomplishment. There's still some work that needs to be done, but we're moving in that right direction, the direction of where things are falling into place. Okay, so that's Gemini. Next up, Libra. Okay, so Libra's cardinal. Libra is the beginning of fall, welcomes in the fall season. Libra is air sign. It is also balanced, but is ruled by Venus. So we have Venus energy, and we have Neptunian energy with Pisces and Jupiter. So let's see what we get here for Libra with that Venusian energy. That's what's speaking out to me right now. And Pisces, I'm very connected with for the influence of Neptune. Okay. So Venus, the planet itself, deals with things of beauty, things of self-care. For Libra is cardinal, so again, it gets things going, but it more or less gets things moving. Wow. More or less gets things moving in a sense of like from the mind. It's like if it's in leading a goal, leading a project of some sort, they look at things in different ways to get that energy going. And that's for Libra. All right, so I got 2 court cards, fire and water. My other card is the beginning of the stage of life with the Dreams of Gaia. So let's start here. Okay, because we are talking about Libra and the scales and finding what is fair. Here with this reading for Pisces with Libra, we are looking at that. We are looking to find what is the best direction to go in. What is the fair way, which door will lead to, what's going to be right for me and for everyone else that you are interacting with. There is this card here is the first card of this deck. And so we're seeing a lot of tools. Look at the environment here. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of ways that we can take this. And so when Libra gets a card like this, they are looking at all the different options. They want to make sure that whatever direction they move in, or what choice or what decisive direction that they go into is going to be one that will be of great importance to them. So they will think clearly through these things. One of the challenges with Libra is that they can sometimes get overwhelmed with choices, and then they become indecisive. This is something that I feel that I notice with some Libras that they tend to struggle with. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something that can eventually cripple them if they're being haphazard and making choices. Really see what's going on in a direction that you really need to get guidance from. Okay, I'll move on with these other cards, because these two other cards will influence the energy, the guides to help Libra with these choices. Okay, so Pisces again. Let's work with Pisces. Pisces is, let's start maybe finding answers, not so much of what's there consciously, but what's going on inside. When you look at a situation that you need to make some decisive action towards, how are you feeling? Okay? How can Pisces be of guidance to you? Okay. This is a time for Pisces, for all the signs I've done the readings for. Practice, hone, strengthen your intuition. Trust it. Start making choices. Maybe this is a good exercise for the month of Pisces. Start making choices based on your intuition and see what happens. Okay, and this leads to this card here, the Queen of Water. So with the Queen of Water, we're seeing the feminine influence of compassion, of understanding. This is probably something that you can take into this month of Pisces, Libra. Okay, let's start connecting intuitively, but also emotionally. Okay, let's lighten the load of being overwhelmed and looking out for other people, looking out for what's in their best interest, but to start taking care more of yourself, more of your needs, because that's one thing that I see. An additional with Libra is that they like to give to people. They like to put other people first, and making sure that whatever they have, whatever they need is there for them, and putting themselves last. Almost similar to Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so all of their actions are coming from because they're an earth sign, from a practical perspective, and being really realistic about what is needed. With Libra's looking more for that harmony. They want to find the balance of what's needed to make themselves happy, but also not to push themselves so much. So with this Queen of Water influence, okay, this can be your guide. And we have the Crab here. I want to focus more on being softer to yourself, Libra. Be a little bit more nurturing during this time of Pisces. Okay, so air signs. Let's feel a little bit more. Okay, let's work on that kind of energy. The next card that I have here, King of Fire. Okay. So fire energy, this is going to be of a source for Libra. To keep moving, have that inner vitality, that inner flame. Keep it always going, because air and fire need each other. They feel each other. And so find something that really excites you, that really gets you to this place that emotionally it'll keep the waters stirring for you, but not too much. Okay. With the King of Fire, which is associated with the sign of Leo, we want to have that inner strength, that courage to move forward. And when things are, up and down, topsy-turvy for Libra, it can be hard because it's too much. Okay. We want to keep this energy going, and this energy for the King of Fire is coming from what is inspiring you, what is motivating you, what is exciting you, in a sense that it can get you to clearly find the right choices that you need to make. Okay. But also to Libra, let's listen to our feelings a bit more. Okay. Because I have no air influence here. It's completely fire, water as your guides for making any choices that are taking place during the month of Pisces. Okay, so keep that energy moving. Okay, but let's lessen the load when it comes to feeling overwhelmed here with choices. Okay, Venus is of self-care and of comfort. Okay, so keep those key words in mind too, Libra, when it comes to how you work with this energy for the month of Pisces. Where do you want to go? Okay. Instead of thinking here, ask that question: where do I want to go next? How does your heart feel? How does your intuitive side feel when you think about that, when you ask yourself those questions? Okay. And then as the feelings start revealing themselves, you'll start feeling a little bit of excitement. The heart will speak to you. The heart will go, yeah, this is right. Keep going with that. Keep going with that. So we're getting to this point with Libra. What's motivating you emotionally? What's exciting you? When you find it, it gets that energy moving forward. You get more excited about it as you start thinking and you start feeling about how things could potentially be. And then you start finding your choice. You start finding the direction that you need to go to. So there you have it, Libra. Okay, so we're connecting with different elements, water and fire. But what is moving you the most? And when you find it, we'll start tipping those scales. Instead of doing this, they'll start balancing out. Okay. So that's the homework for the month of Pisces, for the signs of Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. All right. So any questions, of course, you know where to reach me. And that wraps up the astrological wheel for Pisces, for all the water elements. For all the elemental signs of water, earth, air, fire, not necessarily in the order that I recorded this. So come next month, we get a new season. We start a new cycle in the wheel. We open up the spring season in the sign of Aries. So I will be doing readings in the same manner that I've been doing here, with the influence of the sign of Aries for all the signs and their elements. Okay, so everyone, happy birthday, Pisces, first off. Take a look at the readings, again, as I've mentioned throughout these videos. Primarily, when I do the readings for all the signs, I'm keeping in mind the sun influence, but you can also reflect these readings back to your moon and rising sign. Okay, and you can go back to the previous videos that I've done to see the elemental influence of that sign in relation to your moon and rising. That makes sense. I think it does. I think you follow what I'm trying to say. So that's it. Have a wonderful Piscean month. Remember, Pisces is healing. We're exploring the deepest part of ourselves. It is the last sign of the month, so of the astrological wheel. So it's holding a lot of energy. It's holding 11 astrological signs. Okay, and so what I mean by that is the 11 signs that come before it. It's that whole pattern from Aries all the way to Pisces. Pisces is holding all of the influences of that journey, how it's been transformed. So it's a lot to take on. So just keep that in mind for Pisces for this month, for all the signs. All right, I will see you next month. The readings will start probably, I think it's March 20th that we go into spring. Here in the US, we're going to lose an hour. So when we lose an hour, we're getting more daylight, and we're inching ever so closely to that season of spring, summer, where weather starts hopefully getting nicer in various parts of the United States. And of course, in the Southern Hemisphere, they're getting ready to start moving into the fall season. All right, I'll see you next month. Happy birthday, Pisces. Enjoy your month of Pisces, all signs, and I will see you in the spring.